Have you ever been so hurt that the memory, it sticks? It just plays on a loop in your head, and no matter what you do, you just can't seem to shake it? Well, today, we're going to dive into a really powerful guide for healing those kinds of wounds, especially the ones you can't seem to forget. So let me ask you, are you feeling stuck? Is there some old hurt that's just casting this long shadow over everything right now? Could be a betrayal, a loss, a huge disappointment. Whatever it is, it's a really heavy weight to carry. And believe me, you are not the only one feeling that way.
But what if I told you that you could find peace without ever getting that apology? Seriously, what if your healing didn't depend on the person who hurt you at all? That's what this is all about. Finding a real, practical way to get your peace back completely on your own terms. All right, let's get into it.
So first things first, we got to understand the actual problem we're trying to solve here. You can think of it as the trap of unforgiveness. It really feels like you're holding someone else accountable, but who's really paying the price?
Okay, here's the tough truth. Holding on to all that bitterness and anger, it's kind of like drinking poison and then waiting for the other person to get sick. It just doesn't work. It drains your energy, it steals your joy, and it keeps you chained to the very person who hurt you. The cost is huge, and unfortunately, you're the one who gets the bill every single time.
So how do we even start to break free from that? Well, it begins right here with this idea. So often we try to just push the pain down, right? Pretend it's not there. But healing, real healing, it demands honesty. You have to let yourself actually acknowledge the anger, the sadness, all of it. Feeling it is literally the first step to freeing yourself from it.
And this brings us to probably one of the biggest roadblocks of all. We just completely misunderstand what forgiveness even is. I think most of us have it all wrong, and that's exactly what keeps us stuck. So it's really worth taking a second to redefine what we're talking about.
It's so easy to get this twisted. Forgiveness is not about saying, hey, what you did was totally okay. It's not about developing amnesia, and it absolutely does not mean you have to let a harmful person right back into your life. Nope. Instead, think of it as a choice you make for you. It's about deciding to put down that heavy bag of bitterness. It's refusing to carry their poison around anymore. It's choosing your own peace.
And really, this is the heart of it, isn't it? The person who benefits the most from your forgiveness is you. It's the key that unlocks your own cage. The other person, they might never change. They might never say they're sorry. But your freedom doesn't have to wait for them. You're the one holding the key.
Okay, so we get the why, but what about the how? Let's get into the actual practical steps you can take. This isn't about just wishful thinking. This is about doing the work to get there.
The path forward gets a lot clearer when you break it down like this. First, you have to be super honest. Name exactly what happened. Then, you let yourself actually feel the emotions that come with it, without any guilt. Then, and this is crucial, you set up firm boundaries to protect yourself. And finally, maybe the most empowering step of all, you let go of needing that apology. You decide your healing is up to you, and you take that power back.
Let's just pause on boundaries for a second, because this is so important. Forgiveness and boundaries, they're not enemies, they're partners in this. A boundary isn't a wall to keep everyone out. It's more like a gate that you control. It's you saying, I can forgive what happened, but I will not allow it to happen again. My peace is way too valuable for that.
So once you start down this path, the whole focus begins to shift. It's less about managing pain and more about actively building a life of freedom and peace. This isn't just about closing an old chapter, it's about starting a brand new one.
And please, remember this. This is not a one-and-done kind of deal. You don't just decide to forgive once and poof, it's gone forever. Some days, that old bitterness is going to try to sneak back in. And on those days, you just make the choice again. You choose peace, you choose freedom. Think of it like a muscle. It's a practice, and it gets stronger every single time you do it.
For a long, long time, the story you might have told yourself is this one. The hurt becomes who you are, right? It's the lens you see everything through. It's a story that keeps you as the victim, defined by what someone else did to you.
But through this process, you actually get to write a new story. Your inner voice starts to change. It's not I am healed, because that can feel like way too much pressure. It's I am rebuilding. See the difference? It's active, it's hopeful. It acknowledges the damage, but it puts the focus on your power to create something new and even stronger from all those pieces.
So, as we start to wrap this up, I want you to hold on to these truths. Your healing is yours. It doesn't depend on anyone else. You can absolutely forgive someone and still decide to walk away. Your past does not get the final say in your story. And that peace you're looking for, it doesn't have to be a rare thing. It can actually become your new normal.
And that just leaves us with this final thought to chew on. Forgiveness isn't just about letting go of a painful past. It's about clearing out space for a much better future. So if you make that choice, if you decide to put down that heavy weight today, what amazing things are you going to build with all that freedom tomorrow?